South Dakota closed the non-conference portion of its schedule with a dominating 35-6 win over Lamar over the weekend. But how did that game turn out the way it did? I think that's one of the important questions to ask right now. And in my opinion, there's nobody better to ask that question of than this guy right here, Chris Strevler, former Coyote quarterback, who joins us now. Chris, in Arizona, it's beautiful all the time, I think. But how you hanging in there?
I'm doing great, man. It's good to be talking to you and talking some Yote football.
All right, well, this is what we want to do. We want to identify three plays. That's what we asked of you. Identify three plays from this last week's game against Lamar. We're calling it See It Like Strev. He's going to break these things down for you in a way that very few people can, to be frank. So let's get started right off the bat, Chris. And these are not necessarily the highlight plays or ones that you would normally identify as a highlight, but they had a huge impact on the outcome of this game, and that's what's important first and foremost. And we're going to start with a second quarter throw from Aiden Bauman off an RPO. He found Carter Bell, seemed relatively inconsequential at the time, but really you thought it was a huge deal for Aiden.
Yeah, I love this throw from Aiden. Coming out the first drive ends in a tough interception, right? First throw of the game, not the way you want to start as a quarterback. Now, being a quarterback, I'm always looking for, okay, how's a young quarterback going to bounce back from a bad throw, from an interception? And this is exactly what I love to see. We come out, Yotes have been keeping the ball on the ground. They're doing a great job moving the ball, so they come out with an RPO, a run-pass option. So on this play, Aiden has the option to either hand the ball off or throw the ball to Carter Bell on the backside. So you're going to see the rotation from the safeties down to the field, which puts them in a one-high look. He fakes the handoff and decides to pull the ball and throw it to Carter Bell. And like I said, to bounce back from a tough interception, throw an accurate ball right on the receiver's face, give him a chance to get some yards after catch. I mean, that's the stuff that gets quarterbacks confidence throughout a game early on, just gets them going in a good rhythm. So I love that from him. You're going to see the corner playing a little bit soft. He's got outside leverage, which is great for an in-breaking route from Carter Bell. Great play action fake from Aiden, pulls it out and gets it to Carter.
Yeah, coaches are always saying, just forget about it. Next play, right? And that's the kind of thing you're talking about here. This is a confidence-building play for Aiden Bauman coming off a mistake in that interception on that first drive of the game.
As a young quarterback, that's exactly how you want to bounce back. You want to throw an accurate pass, get the offense rolling, and that just gives not only yourself but the whole offense confidence that, hey, we can move the ball and we got some things going. And along with the run-pass option portion of that was a run play they had run successfully earlier on in the drive. So that was even able to open up more holes in the back end with the linebackers stepping up into the line of scrimmage and respecting the run portion of that play.
All right, speaking of the running game now, Chris, this was a huge part of the game plan, certainly. South Dakota had struggled on the ground through the first 2 weeks of the season, and so they were making a very concerted effort to get that part established in this game against Lamar, and boy, did they do it. Tune of over 300 yards, 305 yards rushing on the day. Both Nate Thomas, Travis Tice get over 100. And so we're going to focus on one run. It didn't end up in the end zone. It's from Nate Thomas, third quarter, about the 12-minute mark. And, again, 10, 15-yard gain on this play, but there was a whole lot of layers here, and you liked all of them.
Yeah, look, this might not be the play you see on Instagram after the game, but it's an explosive run and a play that really played a big part throughout this game. So it's that two-back set that we've seen from the Yotes quite a bit, especially in this game with Tice and Thomas in the backfield. And I just love the unselfishness of this play. Obviously, you've got the play side guard getting out on the edge, making a great block. But then you've got Galbraith getting in there with a good block to spring him outside. And then Tice throwing it up out there as well, getting a great block to spring the run. So, Thomas gets the credit for the carry here. But this two-back set was really a big formation they used a lot this game, where you're making Tice block, you got receivers blocking downfield, and that's really what it takes to get the run game going. You need guys that are willing to do their job and are unselfish, because once everyone does their job in the run game, as we saw in the previous play, it starts to open up things in the back end with the pass game. So an explosive run here, maybe not the flashiest Instagram highlight you'll ever see, but this is a formation they went to a lot throughout the game. They even threw a pass play off of this later on. They ran the ball both directions out of this formation. So something that I really, really like to see from the Yotes, and guys just straining, working hard on their blocks, and that's what it takes to spring big plays in the run game.
You mentioned the word selflessness, and it's funny you did, because offensive coordinator Josh Davis mentioned that very word to me. He said that's what they're always looking for out of their offense, and it's exactly that. It was establishing the run game was going to take that from every position group on the offense. And certainly Saturday they delivered. Travis Tice in particular, I mean, that's a guy, as you well know, Chris, is never afraid to go to work. He did it time and time again. Yes, he ran for 120 yards, but he also helped Nate Thomas run for 160 yards. And that's a hugely important thing, especially when you're talking about your older players and setting the tone for the rest of the offense.
That's what it takes as a leader, man. As a leader, you have to step up and do whatever the team asks of you. And I love to see that from Tice. Like I said, it's not something he's probably going to put on his highlight tape, but people that understand the game and understand the complements of offense understand how important his role is in that package and being able to make some good blocks. And it wasn't just on that play. There was a couple times out of that formation where he had some really, really good blocks, put some defenders on their back. And I just love to see that from a running back who obviously wants the ball in his hands, but's willing to do whatever it takes to help his teammates win the game.
With that commitment to the running game, Aiden Bauman was not asked to throw the football a whole lot on Saturday. 9 times on the day. He was 7 of 9 in total. One of those, though, did end up in the end zone. It was a 20-yard touchdown pass to J.J. Galbraith in the third quarter, made it 21-6 USD, gave them their first 2-score lead of the day, and they really took full control from that point forward. So this was an extremely important play.
Yeah, I think this is the exact picture of how the run game opens up things in the pass game. You're going to see a hard play action by Aiden moving to the left. The linebackers step up hard and flow with the run. So they're running the direction of the handoff, and you got Galbraith attached to the left side of the line of scrimmage, is able to kind of sneak behind them on a crossing route back to the boundary. And the linebackers get completely lost in the play fake because they're so focused on the run game that's been going all game that it opens up a massive window in the back end. And then as we take a little bit of a deeper look into this play, you're going to see 2 receivers into the boundary and a 2 high quarters look. So they're able to run what looks like a dig and a post by the receivers outside, which take both of the corner and the safety out of the play. So now the linebackers underneath are going to be responsible for getting underneath Galbraith on the crossing route. With the great play action fake, they're not able to do that, opens up a massive window. Now, if we talk about up front, the offensive line doing a great job straining on blocks, holding up front, and Aiden doing a really good job as well, taking his drop, being able to move in the pocket, playing with a good base, and just delivering an accurate football. And this is complimentary football at its finest right here.
All right, that is 3 plays, and you just saw all of them like Strev. See it like Strev. That's what we're going with here on this particular segment, and we're hoping to do it going forward throughout the rest of the season as much as Chris's schedule will allow. But certainly a great way to start here today, Chris. Thanks so much for taking a little time with us and talking some USD football.
Hey, I'm always happy to talk some ball. Good seeing you, Jay. I appreciate you.